YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back. Heading into college football week 10, I got my picks against the spread for some of the top games. My best bets for NFL and college football always go up by Thursday at the latest on our Patreon. You see that above me, and there's a link in the description for that, so check it out. Constant talk on our Twitter, so you can check us out there. Link down below for anything you're looking for. Full NFL coverage as well, of course, so like, subscribe, turn notifications on. I like a lot of the games for this week. I like them. Look at the leaderboard. Seems like the same people sticking at the top. We had a tie last week. Mike Latt, 52 wins. Impressive. Very impressive. So I like some of these games this week here. Nebraska's been playing people tight. I think, Ohio State has been getting going. I guess a little sloppy against Penn State, but they kept control of that game. I think they get like a 20-point win in this one. Nebraska has been playing people tight, though, here. Wake Forest, who is number 9 in the college football playoff poll, they're underdogs in this one, plus 2.5. North Carolina, minus 2.5. North Carolina put up some other fight against Notre Dame. North Carolina's just so tricky because one week they look like easily a top 25 caliber team, like easily. And then there's weeks where they're pretty bad, so it's a little tricky. Wake Forest has been pretty damn good. Where's their defense at? I've liked their defense until that Army game. They get up so much in that game, but it's a totally different matchup. I guess Sam Howell scrambling, keeping the ball, even design runs could be a problem for Wake Forest because he's so tough to bring down. Wake Forest is going to score plenty of points. I'm definitely taking Wake here. I think they're going to win. So they're plus 2.5. I'm just trying to. I guess it could just be a trap game. I am not worried at all about Wake Forest's offense in this game. Like, not at all. They're going to be just fine. North Carolina should have success offensively, but I'm going to trust Wake's defense a little more. North Carolina kind of shoots themselves in the foot sometimes. So we'll see. I like Ole Miss a lot. I'm surprised this is a single-digit line here. Liberty obviously got a good quarterback, Malik Willis. He struggled against Louisiana Monroe a few weeks ago, and Liberty did. I just don't see them keeping up with Ole Miss. It's just not who they're used to playing against, and Ole Miss is an easier task than who they've been playing against. So I'm going to take Ole Miss. I think they win big in this one. I'm surprised by that line. Michigan State, who's now number 3, only favored by 3.5 against Purdue. Purdue could be a little sneaky. You saw them give it to Iowa a bit. Iowa really went downhill, though. Purdue's got a sneaky offense. Again, they may be able to push the ball on Michigan State, but I think Michigan State controls the game on the ground, run a lot of clock, don't give Purdue too many opportunities to have success on offense, and they'll have some. But I like Michigan State here. I think they win by more than a touchdown. So I do like them minus 3.5. Oklahoma State, West Virginia. Oklahoma State losing to Iowa State a couple weeks ago. West Virginia beating them last week makes things interesting. West Virginia a lot better in their record. Definitely another one of those teams that can be sneaky. I think a lot of running clock in this game, a lot of running the ball, which could keep it close, which makes it tricky because it does feel like it could be a 3-point game. But I still think Oklahoma State's a much better team. I think they find a way to get a 6-7 point win. That's a tricky one, though. Auburn and A&M, two teams that are better in their record right now. Both got 2 losses, but they're getting hot. They're definitely getting hot. And right next to each other in the rankings. So this should be a fun one. 13 versus 14. A&M has that Bama win. It feels like they've gotten better since then as well. And Auburn got some key wins. They got a key win against Ole Miss last week. Gave it to Arkansas previously. So it's a good game here. I think they both got very solid defenses. But the main thing, we already knew that. The main thing is they got better offensively. I'm picking A&M to win the game. I'm going to take them with the spread, too, at home. I think it's going to be close to that. And they win, by a touchdown maybe. It's a pretty good match. It's a good matchup for both these teams. I do think Auburn probably matches up with the high-powered offense is a little better than A&M does. But, as they're very similar to each other, I think A&M kind of wins the matchup battle there. Their offense is getting a lot better, too. And they got a real stout defense. I'm going to take A&M. I think they win by a touchdown. Baylor and TCU, I'm trying to figure out why this is the line. This just seems one of those too good to be true here. Baylor's getting a lot better. They're playing some good football here. They're number 12 in that new poll. Yeah, college football playoff poll there. TCU, we're used to seeing them being like really one of the only decent Big 12 defenses, 4 Big 12 defenses, but it's just not the case anymore. It's not even close to the case. So they didn't even have that going for them. I think Baylor's. I think they're going to win by 14 to 17 points. Maybe I'm a little too much there, but 6.5. I like that it's under a touchdown. I really like that one. I really like that one there. LSU, Bama. It's probably not one I would touch. I'm feeling Bama winning by, around 30, but 28.5 is a lot of points, so it's definitely not one I would touch, but I'm going to go Bama on that one. Oregon, Washington's tricky. Oregon plays some sloppy ball sometimes. You expect they're number 4. They're number 4 for a reason. Sometimes they slip up a little bit. You saw Stanford. They kind of make other games tight. They let UCLA back in the game. I think they're a lot better in Washington. A lot of shit talking going on, in social media from the Oregon too. So could that catch up with them here? That directed towards Washington. Could that catch up? Oregon's the much better team here. I don't love this type of matchup. Washington's more of a defensive team that is getting a little better offensively because, I think Washington could slow down Oregon's offense. That type of team, I shouldn't say Washington, that type of team could slow down Oregon's offense a bit. And I do think they can, since they're getting better offensively, I do think anybody can score, not anybody, but teams can score on Oregon. They could get going. I just don't know if I trust Washington specifically. I like that style of team to match up against Oregon, but do I trust Washington specifically here? This is definitely not one I would put money on. If I had a score prediction, I'd probably have Oregon winning by 7 in this game. This is definitely a trap game for them. But so technically I have them covering. This is really tricky. Texas San Antonio and UTEP here. Minus 11.5. Yeah, UTEP could be another sneaky team, but Texas San Antonio has treated me well with the picks against the spread this year. That's a very good football team as well. So I'm going to go with them because they've been fantastic this year. They're a really good football team. They run the ball well. They're sneaky passing the ball. 11.5 is a lot against a decent team in UTEP. I think Texas San Antonio wins by 14 to 17 points, though. So I'm going to go with them, 11.5. Again, I've liked a lot of their games, picking them against the spread this year, and it's worked out. Them and Fresno State seem to be my teams this year, against spread when picking them. So I'm going to keep rolling with them. But yeah, I like that one. I love the Baylor one. I like Michigan State, only 3.5. Guess you'd feel a little more comfortable with 3, but I think they'll be fine there. I love Ole Miss. Wake Forest should win that game. I fully expect Wake Forest to win that game. It's going to be a tight game, maybe back and forth, nonstop scoring a good portion of it. But getting the 2.5 points, I really feel like they're going to win that game. If it ends up, I like that one. But if it ends up being 3, I love it. Plus 3. So yeah, Wake Forest, Ole Miss, Michigan State is something I really like from the top 25 here. Baylor, and I do like Texas San Antonio. So yeah, you see above me there at Patreon, we have the best bets of the week. If you're there and it's not up yet, it'll be up. I always put it up. But I kind of like this week for college football. It's been took a little bit to kind of get identities on teams. It's kind of back and forth. This team's beating this team but losing to that team, and a big circle there. It's been a weird season, but it's all kind of coming together now. But yep, that's gonna wrap up the Week 10 college football picks. We're back every single week with this. We got NFL picks, load of NFL content on the channel, like always. So subscribe, turn notifications on, follow us on Twitter. Link down below in description for if you're looking for that Patreon link, the Twitter link, whatever you need, it's down there. But that is going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.